We've got some big news today, folks. Listen to this, and then the second chapter also is going to be very potent. But listen to this here. And this is what I was trying to tell people. A lot of these banks are on the table for the taking, and they're waiting for something. I'm sorry, I'm a little excited. I just find it fascinating. I do. This is what it says from payments.com. It says there are more than 11,600 financial institutions in the U.S., which indicates how relatively muted the embrace of instant payments has been. Now, when they're talking about instant payments, they're talking about FedNow. Now, they're saying that the FedNow, as of right now, FedNow has a little over, I'm going to give you an accurate number here. As of this month, the central bank said that there were a bit more than 1,000 financial institutions participating in the FedNow service. Wait a minute. Put all this together. This is big, folks. So they're barely scratching the surface. You have over 10,600 financial institutions waiting on what? Wait, what did Christopher Waller say? This is why what he said was so big. We have to pay attention to these people that are telling. Christopher Waller said that the private sector, that they're waiting on the private sector, that he would suggest India waits on the private sector, which if he's going to recommend India to do that, that would mean the rest of the BRICS nations as well. That means that everybody else is pretty much, in my humble opinion, this is my interpretation, waiting on the private sector. Nobody wants to use these central bank systems, these governmentally tied systems. They don't. Once again, they only have 1,000, a little bit over 1,000. There's 11,600 FIs in the U.S. What are they waiting for, folks? Sorry about that. I keep hitting the light. What are they waiting for? I'm telling you, and you mean to tell me we only have a year? That's not long. 1 year. And then after we crush the SEC once and for all, which will set crypto free, utility coins across the board, it will set them free. Once that happens, what's stopping us from running amok, going absolutely berserk, taking all of those banks? All right, listen, let's say we don't take all of those remaining banks. If we take a good swath of them, those prices, theoretically, not financial advice, would explode. Who's trying to go after the banks? Ripple, Stellar, Algorand, Solana. Solana said that they better keep their word. They said they want to go after the bank. So I'm just waiting on announcements to come. So Solana is in the game. Chainlink is doing their own thing. All right. Quant is in there, but they're doing their thing in the UK. They really don't need a lot else. Quant is doing their thing in the UK and in Latin America. Hedera is all over the place, but they're doing what they do. For lack of a better word, I know that's not the most intellectual way to put it, but you get what I'm saying. This is huge information. Wait, let's keep going. I told you FedNow was a failure. Now you're seeing the numbers put to the failure. Christopher Waller of the Fed said it wasn't successful. What more evidence do people need? They're waiting on the best of the best. That comes from a Ripple. That comes from a Stellar. That comes from an Algorand, a Quant, a Flare, a Solana, a Chainlink. You can't get around this. These are the facts that we're dealing with right now, despite anyone's feelings. The clearinghouse site lists more than 600 participating FIs. In the third quarter of this year, the RTP network quarterly payment activity notched 7% volume growth and 27% value increase year over year to a respective 87 million transactions and $69 billion. FedNow volumes and other stats have not yet been released. They don't want, listen, they're already getting bad press. People from the inside of their institutions are saying that it's a failure. They don't want the extra numbers out there to crush them in an extra way, a little bit more. They don't want that much bad press. They still want to push this. They want to see how far this can go. Remember, we covered some document recently where there was an individual who was representing a central bank, and they said that they feared they could lose control to crypto. They didn't say, they didn't use all this excessive verbiage. They said crypto. Blockchain. They could lose power to blockchain. That was first. Then we read another document that they were saying they could lose power to stable coins. So if we put all of that together, listen, people read it for themselves, folks. I'm just telling you what we read. If you put all that together, they fear the power of DLT because we can take over. We don't need them. They need us, which means what? When it comes to value, that means in the future, what we're seeing as the biggest bull run of all time, I'm starting to see it in twofold. One is the Bitcoin-led bull run, and one is the utility coin-led bull run. I'm starting to believe we may have to separate those. It may result in two explosions. Listen, we're always going to have to recalibrate. You do know that. We're always going to have to adjust. That's just life. When new information comes in and we're recalculating things, we're finding out new information. Sometimes we're going to have to make adjustments, but we're playing with ideas. That's how we figure things out. But right now, I just don't see a way around Bitcoin exploding some point in the next year, year and a half. Boom. I'm talking about life-changing, unbelievable explosion. It pulls everything else up with it, right? Okay. All right. But then a year later, Ripple defeats the SEC. It's in the clear. So they're still going to have some, they're still going to have some time to make announcements. And we're waiting on the legacy system, which keeps telling us, Christopher Waller said this also, is going to take time. The BIS said that recently. It's going to take time. We saw the ECB listen, are you people, make sure you're in that members only section. I just put out a video, I think yesterday. Go watch that one. Watch all the other ones there of the last 2 weeks. I'm telling you. ECB said what in their document? They're all indicating this is going to take a few years. They've fallen behind. They messed some things up. That's another thing. Some of their testing didn't go the way that they wanted it to go. They made that very clear. I read the documents. You read the documents. Those are recent. So now they have to do more testing. They have to they're pushing certain things back. If we want to believe what they say, we don't have to believe it. We don't. But that's what they're trying to say. So it's going to take a little bit longer according to them. But that gives us all the time in the world to scrape up a huge amount of this 10,600 financial institutions that are still on the table. And that a lot of those commercial banks do not like the central banks because they feel that the central banks at any moment with this new DLT technology could cut them out. And who wants to be cut out? Nobody wants to be cut out. Right now is an age where everybody wants freedom, right? Freedom, independence, and they want to make a lot of value. They want to be secure. Companies and individuals alike want to be secure. So they're looking at this as an opportunity, saying to themselves, wait a minute, why would we connect to your system? We want our own system, which Ripple can provide, Stellar can provide, Algorand can provide. We want our own system that's customized, that gives us the power. Gives us all the power that the central banks used to have. That's really what's going on. It's a battle over power. And then the commercial banks have been disrespected, not just in the United States. That's the thing. Pay attention to that. Not just in the United States, but in Europe as well. Do we even need to talk about China? My word. Do we need to talk about Japan? I don't think we do. But we've seen it blatantly in the United States as well as Europe. All the respect and all the power goes to the top banks, the big banks. Central bank and then the big banks right beneath them. All the other medium-sized and little banks, they don't care about at all. They urinate on their head and tell them it's rain. My apologies for the verbiage, but it's to paint a picture, to convey a certain energy. Oh, man, so I got a little too excited on that one. But that was a potent article right there. I mean, read the rest of it. I just scratched a little bit of the surface. It's on payments.com. It's titled Slow Going for Faster Payments as Fraud Concerns Persist. Let's get to this next article. This next one is potent as well. Look at this. I'm telling you, they're drizzling, sprinkling these are little announcements in my opinion. They're great. But compared to what I believe they have in their back pocket, this is nothing. All right, here we go. MoonPay partners with Ripple to bring XRP to customers. We're going to see a lot of this over the next year or two. And they're sitting on announcements. Listen, if I was Ripple and I think this is what they may do, I could be wrong. I don't know anybody at Ripple. I don't work for these people. Never spoken to a single soul there. But if I were them, As soon as I defeat the SEC this last final time, I'm hitting the world with a barrage of announcements and letting them know we're here on the map. I think that's what they're going to do. You have to understand mentalities. Ripple is a team filled with winners. I don't say that. I don't know these people. I don't have to give them props or respect. I'm telling you what I see. Listen, I was a very good coach. I was a successful coach. I know when I look at people in people's eyes. I know when I listen to them. I know who's a winner, who will die for the victory. They live for the victory. They live to win. And I see a lot of that on Ripple's team. I'm telling you. And so now looking at them, I know they want to win. They want to let the world know they win. They're going to roar like a lion when they do. And the way you do that is with a barrage of announcements. We have this bank, that bank, this bank. We have 800 banks, 1,000 banks. Now they finally rip the veil off. And then in that moment, see, now that's where retail is going to have an opportunity. I don't know if they're going to take it because, I mean, a lot of retail doesn't like the bank coins. It just is what it is. But at that moment, those prices can go boom because big companies are going to be scrambling. They're going to say to themselves, wait a minute. We don't want them to make all the money. The big companies don't want you making money. They don't want you in there. Just know that. They don't. They don't like the little people. They will get in and they will start buying up the extra. They're already been doing it by proxy. I mean, from what we've been seeing, they'll begin buying even more so that when retail does jump in, when that mainstream news starts spreading around and retail does jump in, the big companies are already positioned. XRP goes up, XRP explodes off of all of these announcements. Then the price going up brings in even more investors who want to profit off of XRP. I mean, it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm not a psychic. But these are thoughts that I'm playing with here. But anyway, did we even start to read the article? My apologies, folks. MoonPay shared news of the partnership on X on October the 16th, noting that its customers can now buy, quote, buy, manage, and store, unquote, the XRP cryptocurrency right within their MoonPay accounts. Listen, every little bit counts. Every little bit is good. Just understand, like certain things like this, I'm going to acknowledge it, but I may not be as excited as other people. I'm here for the bank money. Just know that. I'm here for the bank money. And RWA later. We're going to get to that RWA. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. XRP joins other crypto assets that MoonPay users can buy. Okay, listen, let's get off that. Let's get on to this next one here. Like I said, this was a day filled with bullish news. And I don't know about you, but I'm a big bullish type individual. Yeah, that's right. Big, strong, ferocious. Yeah, so it's a special thing to be bullish. I like that. I like that whole energy. You know. Anyway, I don't want to know why the negative side gets the bear. It's like it's a bear. Bears are cool too. Bears are cool as well. My top five, let's say, not top five. We don't have time for that. My top three carnivores. Tiger is number one. I know you're gonna be like, oh, I thought it was a lion, Mick. No. I've liked tigers since I was younger. Tigers are bigger, stronger, more ferocious. They're a lot like me, where I'm a solo type of individual. I'm rolling solo most places and such. Tigers are like that. They're not pack. They're not tribal. They roll solo, right? They hunt by themselves. And if they do, let's say someone has a tiger as a pet, they imprint, quote unquote, and take to like one person. Everybody else is on the menu, but that one person they'll be nice to. They'll grow close to. So I like tigers are my number one. Number two is bald eagle. Oh, it's just the image of the bald eagle is beautiful, strength, powerful, ferocious. Nobody wants to mess with the bald. It looks serious in the eyes. It just looks tough. You know, and I remember when I was younger, you know, my mother, she went to college for like architecture. So she would draw a lot of like schematics and things like that. And I remember her drawing a bald eagle, and I was trying to do it I was trying to draw it like her, and she was teaching me that. And just the beauty of the bald eagle, man, it stuck with me. So tiger, bald eagle. Don't worry, we're going to get to the next article. Cook with me here. Let's vibe. Come on. Connect. We're going to connect right here. We're people. We got some living to do. This life can be short. It can seem long, but it's short. We got to live and enjoy this life. Let's connect a little bit. So now, what's the last one? What's my last carnivore? What's your top three carnivores? Let me know. What's your top three? I don't know. I got to think on that, folks. I don't know what my number 3 would be. But now, this article here is titled RWA tokenization sector could see 50x growth. 50x. You know they're lowballing us. You do know that, right? 50x growth by 2030. Not financial advice. Listen, folks. People are going to make a lot of capital. I'm just saying, they're going to make a lot of value. There's a golden age coming. There's no way around. At this point, it would take something dramatic. It would take the black swan of all black swans to stop it. There's going to be a lot. When it first pops off, there's only a few of us that know about this. A few, right? So they're starting to tokenize everything, right? Certain things. I'm going to put it like that. Certain things. We get in, we buy it for the low. The rest of the world comes in later. We sell it for the high. What? This might be easy. I know I'm breaking it. I'm oversimplifying everything. I know somebody was like, you're oversimplifying, Mick. I know I am. But you got to keep it simple sometimes. But man, the potential that's there is unbelievable. And here's another thing. And I hope people are educating themselves. A lot of people don't know the value of what they hold. I'm looking at tokenization across the board. I know certain things are going to move. Certain pieces of art are going to move. Certain antiques are going to move. And I know, I've seen it. Some people don't know the value of what they hold. You get that for a low and then you sell it for the high. My goodness. I mean, anyway, financial markets could drive a significant part of the sector's growth above $10 trillion, potentially reshaping investing and asset ownership by 2030. The real world asset tokenization sector has had a breakout year in 2024, paving the way for significant growth through the end of the decade. Just understand, let's say you hold, and I'll take commodities this time, say you hold some silver, and they actually go forward with the idea of tokenization of value that hasn't even been tapped into because they're using LiDAR and sonar to zap the ground. And so you're able to see all of that untapped commodity that's in the earth, right? A lot of them, they've already been doing it. But now, because you're able to calculate how much is there, right? Some areas have been measured to have trillions of dollars in commodities under the ground. Because you know the value there, you can now tokenize that. You tokenize that and they can hold their value. These investors can hold their value in that. You own this piece of this allotment. So with the easeability of use, that's going to bring a lot of new customers in. That's going to bring a lot of new investors in, a lot of new companies in. That means that the price of whatever's involved in that is going to explode. This is why Ripple's going hard with RWA. Even though Stellar is sneaking, Stellar keeps quiet, they've gone hard with RWA push. Right? BIS did their green bonds on Stellar. That's a starting point. It's important to know that things have started, to know that they're up and going and there's going to be progress, and then you can monitor where they're going, right? The RWA sector could see a more than 50-fold increase by 2030, according to predictions from some of the largest financial institutions. They know they're not there to make chump change. They're there to make a lot of value. They're just keeping it quiet. This is not widespread news, but it should be. It says, and business consulting firms compiled in a trend finance research report, which we may take a look at. We may take a look at that. We'll see. There's so many documents I'm going through right now. Most firms predict that the RWA sector may reach a market size of between $4 trillion and $30 trillion. Man, let me tell you. The future looks insane right now. And insane, in old school, we used to say that. It looks insane. It looks crazy. That just means it looks very, very, very good. It doesn't actually have the negative connotation that people might think. I got to get a new light, by the way, folks. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't ask this. But the orange, it makes everything look orange. It's super orange. You see that? And it's just, I don't know. It just sticks like a thorn into my mind, but I'm also attached to it a little bit. I shouldn't be attached to anything physical, really. That's just my way. But it's like, I've had this light for so long now. I'm just like, oh man, I don't really want to get rid of it. But I'm tired of seeing the orange hue on everything, right? Now, let's move on here. We have a little bit of Stellar news. Now, this is what I want to see. I don't know if someone at Stellar reached out or this is just a big enough thing where it happened and payments.com picked it up. But this is what I want to see. Good things happening in mainstream media, powerful media sources covering it. This article here is titled Stellar adds MasterCard crypto credential tool to its blockchain. Go Stellar. This is what I want to look. Can we get some more of this, Stellar? I like some more, sir. Remember Oliver Twist? Can I have some more, sir? Hey, man, they should have given. That was terrible. That was a terrible movie. It was a great movie as far as how it was shot, but that was a terrible situation. They had those children going through it. Remember Oliver Twist? You never saw Oliver Twist? And don't you watch any of those remakes? I mean, you go watch the original. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just saying. That's just how I speak. But I suggest you watch the original, not any remakes. But yeah, man. Anyway, can we have some more of this, Stellar? Stellar Development Foundation is integrating MasterCard's crypto credential solution into its blockchain network. The credential, which helps verify interactions among consumers and businesses using blockchain networks, will be added to the Stellar ecosystem as the exclusive credentialing solution. Quote, to enable a range of secure, compliant use cases, unquote, for crypto wallet providers such as CoinsPH, Mercado Bitcoin, Wire X, Stellar said in a news release Tuesday, October 15th. Go Stellar, quote, today the user experience of cryptocurrency transfers is still complex, which can create a barrier to adoption, unquote, the release said. Quote, with MasterCard crypto credential, crypto remittances can be simply initiated using the recipient's email address. Behind the scenes, MasterCard crypto credential ensures the destination is valid, that it can accept the selected digital asset and complies with regulatory requirements, unquote. Listen, Stellar, you don't trick me, Stellar. You don't trick me. I know you got some big stuff, and I firmly know and believe you're waiting on Ripple to get clear of everything and do all the work for you as far as defeating SEC and bringing clarity to utility coins because your use cases are so close. Is it a possibility you might, when Ripple defeats the SEC for good, is it a possibility you might go berserk with announcements? Because I know you have them. I feel it. I'm very wise. I have very good deductive reasoning skills. And I have a high IQ. Yeah, let me talk my stuff. I have a high IQ. I know. I took the test when I was younger. I took the test recently too, and it was high. So you can't get anything past me, Stellar. Come on, folks. Let me cook a little bit. Let me talk my stuff just a little bit. This is a good day today. You feeling good? This is a good day today. So now, I got to watch some movies now coming up soon, folks. I haven't watched any movies. I've been saying I'm going to. I haven't. I've just been so busy in life, but you have to have some fun in life as well, you know? So I'll tell you what movies I want to see while this article is loading up. I want to see Gladiator with Denzel. 100% I want to see that. I'm expecting a brilliant performance from all the actors. I want to see that new Joker that's out because I like Joaquin Phoenix, another master. I like masters of their craft. Joaquin Phoenix is a master of his class. I like to see the best of the best perform. I want to see that one also. I do want to see Terrifier 3. That's right. Yeah, I love part 1 and part 2. Were insane. I used to be heavily, when I was younger, in my younger years, I used to be heavily into like horror movies and stuff. Not when I'm older though, but I still want to see that. That's the 3 movies right now I'm interested in watching. Really, I don't have an interest in anything else as far as movie entertainment. But now, this article here is titled, Bitcoin Price Prediction, Cup and Handle Pattern Hints at Breakout Above $80,000. Really? This was posted today, recently, maybe 30 minutes ago, it looks like. Bitcoin is at a crucial moment. Why would you say that? Right now it's facing a significant line of resistance. Oh, I see where you're going, which is a level, but you said a crucial moment. Like, listen, Bitcoin's going to be okay far into the future. It's going to be great. In my humble opinion, I could be wrong, but I believe that. It says a level where the price has struggled to move higher. This could lead to a major price breakout soon. Current indicators are showing bullish signs, meaning there's potential for the price to go up. On Monday, a large inflow of funds entered spot Bitcoin ETFs, which is likely a major reason for Bitcoin's recent price pump. This surge reflects growing interest from large investors, adding bullish pressure to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has already hit an initial price target of around $67,000. Following a breakout from smaller double bottom pattern, However, resistance between $67,000 and $68,000 remains a crucial barrier. According to analyst Josh of Crypto World, currently Bitcoin's price is testing a major descending resistance line around $66,000, a confirmed breakout above $66,000 and ideally above $68,000 could trigger a stronger upward trend, potentially setting up for a bull run. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with this. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.